We are live.
Adesso siamo live. Vai col video.
Good morning, bonjour, goeiedag. Welcome to Brussels, welcome to One, the One Conference. This is a pre-event for the conference, which starts this afternoon. What we're going to do today is have a flavour of the poster, the scientific poster contest, and the video poster contest, which took place earlier this year. We're going to meet the winners of the 3 top-ranked videos that were prepared for the poster contest. Before we meet them, before they collect their prizes, I'd like to introduce on stage my colleague Nick Chris, who's the head of risk assessment services at EFSA. Nick, welcome.
Thank you very much, Tony, and thank you everybody. Also a big welcome from me to this conference, to this very important conference. We might all be a bit rusty after 2 years of COVID, of holding microphones at the right distance and of walking around on stage. But we get there, and this is a good way to start. On the posters, it was very impressive. We accepted 280 posters from 43 countries. And we had 32 colleagues that were brave enough to produce a video on their posters. And these were then put online between 1st and 28th of February. And were viewed over 38,000 times. I think those are really impressive figures, and voted for over 9,500 times. And that just shows the level of engagement that we had with this contest. And of course, as Tony said already, there will be the posters also to be viewed and the videos to be viewed in the margins of the conference. So from EFSA's point of view, that was a big success. We want to thank all the poster authors and all the video producers, but without further ado, let's go and see them. Thank you, Tom.
Thanks very much, Nick. So I would like to introduce you to our 3 winners today, in alphabetical order. So starting with Oana Maria Balmos. Oana is from the University of Agricultural Sciences and Veterinary Medicine in Romania, and her poster was on African swine fever. Nice to meet you, Oana Maria. Next up, I'd like to invite on the stage Martina Rega from the University of Parma, whose poster was on antimicrobial resistance in E. coli. Martina is actually on her way from the airport to the conference center as we speak. Another victim of the strike yesterday in Brussels, the general strike, which has made it quite difficult to get here over the last few days. But anyway, we're hoping she can make it here to when we show her video. On her behalf, my colleague Georgia is going to join us on stage to accept the award on behalf of Martina. Thank you, Georgia. And then the third of our awardees today is Fernando Rivero Pino. Fernando is Spanish. His poster is on the benchmark dose modeling for novel foods, and Fernando is a colleague from EFSA, it's a trainee at EFSA. Okay, so each of the 3 awardees that we have on stage received more than 1,200 votes in the video contest. What we'd like to do now is start with the 3rd ranked video. We're going to show them to you, and this was the one by Fernando.
Benchmark dose modeling for the safety assessment of novel foods. Overview of use and challenge. What happens when a food company wants to put a novel food into the European market, such as insect or in vitro meat? The European Food Safety Authority, EFSA, is in charge of assessing their safety. At EFSA, we look at the toxicological studies investigating the response of various organisms to exposure to this novel food to define a dose which is safe for human consumption. We call this dose the reference point. Traditionally, this reference point has been based on the No Observed Adverse Effect Level approach, NOEL. As it can be seen in the figure, this analysis established the relation between different doses of the novel food and a specific endpoint, for example, liver weight. Based on a statistical analysis, the NOEL corresponds to the highest dose at which no adverse effects are observed. That's our reference point for safety. However, in 2009, EFSA identified that the benchmark dose modeling approach is a scientifically advanced alternative to the NOEL. With a few data points, BMD allows to mathematically model a full dose response curve. We can now define our reference point based on a pre-specified change in a response called the benchmark response, BMR. The tricky part is to define what is biological relevant. For example, what change in liver weight should be considered adverse? 5% or maybe 10%? Guidance provide default values, but this is something that is usually studied on a case-by-case basis for each endpoint. In this project, we collected the information from all the novel foods opinion already published to see when, why, and how the BMD approach was employed in the assessment. The rare use of the BMD approach in the novel food risk assessment evidenced the existence of challenge associated with its implementation. Further guidance is needed to achieve homogeneity and consistency among all novel foods and ultimately all substances assessed by EFSA.
Well done, Fernando. So, I'd like to invite you up just to say a few words about your video.
So I want to say thank you, first of all, to all of you that are here participating in person. And I want to say that this project is basically one of the projects that I'm working at EFSA with my colleagues from Novel Foods team. So some of them are here, so thank you. And of course, I want to say thank you especially to my supervisor, which she helped me with this project here about the BMD, analyzing toxicological data, which is something that I'm learning here at EFSA now. And I want to say also thank you to all the people that helped me win this contest, because I think that was the main purpose of this contest, to engage people and to make people aware of what we do here in risk assessment, also in risk management, because I think that sometimes we think that what we do, all these stays at our level, but I think that all these things, my poster, my colleagues, the other winners, and also the other candidates, I think it's very important that we engage real people to make them aware what we do, and to see that what we do is important and that they also should participate. So I think this is a good opportunity for that, and I want to say thank you for everything.
Thank you very much. And a big congratulations from EFSA.
Thanks.
Congratulations, Fernando. Well done. Nice speech as well. I'd like to now introduce the second ranked video in the competition by Oana Maria Balmos. Let's watch the video. Right? Fantastic. Nice to see Oana Maria at work in the lab there. Oana Maria, would you like to come and say just a couple of words, please?
Thank you. I would like to thank EFSA for inviting me in person to this conference. And I also would like to thank to my team, which made this work possible. So the video represent briefly description of the steps we made throughout our entomological research. We studied the possible involvement of hematophagous arthropods in the transmission of African swine fever virus in Romania. The results we obtained due to the molecular assay were compared using a quantitative approach. Thank you again.
And congratulations from EFSA. Here's your prize.
Thank you.
Well
Thank
done.
you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done, Oana Maria. So, last but not least, we now get to see the overall winner. Although they're all winners, everybody who took part really is a winner in this competition. But this was the video which received the most votes. The video by Martina Rega. So let's have a look at it.
The food animal industry contributes to the spread of antimicrobial resistant microorganisms through the food chain and the environment. This study focuses on the pork food chain to evaluate the risk of ESBL and AMPC E. coli transmission from animals to consumers. Particularly, the ability of E. coli to produce beta-lactamases was detected. Sample collection was carried out in North Italy from 2019 to 2021. 8 factoring pig farms were selected and fecal swabs were collected. All the sampled pigs were identified and followed at slaughterhouses where carcasses were sampled with sterile sponges. Meat products derived from pigs that harbored resistant E. coli in their feces were directly sampled as slaughter. After proper transformation, seasoned and fermented products were analyzed too. E. coli was isolated from all samples and tested for the ability to produce ESBL and AMPC by this diffusion method, and PCR was used to verify the presence of related genes. Molecular typing was used to identify potential phylogenesis relation between strains belonging to the same food chain. As shown in the picture, prevalence of phenotypically ESBL E. coli isolated from feces was 7%, and 9.9% was isolated from carcasses. In fresh and fermented meat, almost 10% of E. coli harbored ESBL. No E. coli was found from seasoned meat products. AMPC E. coli prevalence reached was lower in all the cases reported. Genotypic analysis confirmed the ESBL gene's presence in 80% of E. coli that showed phenotypic resistance or intermediate profile. Overall, no AMPC genes have been found, but 25.8% of phenotypic AMPC bacteria showed ESBL genes. Only one phenotypic resistance profile was similar in strains isolated from feces, carcasses, fresh meat and fermented products of the same pig, and the typing analysis supports data found except for fermented products. Results showed that the transmission directly from farm to fork is possible but not frequent. However, the food-producing environment and cross-contaminations can play an important role in the dissemination of antimicrobial resistance. Further sequencing analyses are scheduled in order to better confirm data found.
Fantastic. So, unfortunately, Martina is still not made it here to the conference venue. She's still in the taxi heading over, probably stuck in traffic somewhere. Anyway, on her behalf, my colleague Georgia has kindly agreed to accept the award on Martina's behalf. So, No, I don't. Maybe you don't need to say words. I wouldn't put words in her mouth. Yeah, but well done to Martina. Okay, so congratulations again to Fernando, Oana, Maria, and Martina. All three were excellent videos, all three different, and looking at different areas of the science that we do at EFSA. Before we wrap up, I'd just like to invite Nick to come and say a last few words.
Yes, thank you, Tony. And first of all, really, this was a big success for us, for EFSA. It was a big success in the sense that we had all these posters, all these people engaging, and I think the important thing was that people engaged in a new way. This is a future-oriented conference. It looks towards the future, and to see young scientists engaging in this way with us is really exciting for us, and I really invite you all to go and see the videos in the margins of the conference. Of course, this is only the start. We are, it sounds wrong when I say the warm-up, but we are the sort of really the the spearhead of this conference. We start early, and we will see you, as Tony will explain in more detail later, and look very much forward to it. But I want to thank everybody that submitted posters and submitted videos, because they put themselves out there, and that is really to be commended. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks to all of you here in the room who came to see the ceremony. Thank you to those of you who joined us online. Just before you run out, grab a coffee or do whatever you need to do. Just like to mention to you that, of course, the poster session is now open. It's just over here to my right, your left. And for those of you who are joining us online, you can also please check out all the posters, which you can see using the app on the website, on the conference website. You can also, if you download the app, be sure to create an account. So you need to log in the app, and once you've done that, you can also book a session with any of the poster authors as well. So please do that. If you're interested in some of the posters, you can book a session with them, and they can talk. They either here physically in the conference center or online using the app, the conference app. So, and last but not least, be sure to join us at 2 p.m. this afternoon when the conference.
We have a surprise arrival. Wow!
Just in time. Just in time. Just in time. Martina has managed to make it here in time. So Martina, we've already seen your video. Congratulations, it's excellent. You were the top ranked video, so well done. Maybe you'd just like to say a couple of words about the work that you did, and just a few words.
Thank you very much to everyone. I really apologize for my delay. I would like to thank you, all the people that voted me, but of course my work team, because we've worked really hard, and it is an important research project because it is totally financed by Emilia-Romagna region, and it's really important that authorities raise awareness about those kind of topics. So thank you really to everyone, and sorry again.
Thank you, Martina, for making the effort to get here.
Absolutely, and I think it's a bit the theme of this conference. We get it done, we get it together, sometimes a bit last minute, but this is your prize, apart from the attendance, of course, and congratulations again.
So, thanks again to everybody. So be sure to follow the first session of the conference, which starts this afternoon at 2 p.m. Join us online, join us here in the venue, and enjoy one. Bye.